Since the pandemic hit Ottawa, a lot of things have changed for us here at the Ottawa Food Bank, and we immediately saw a sharp increase, over 500% actually increase in the number of people calling, looking for assistance, because there were so many people that needed to turn to a food bank for the first time. And so we saw a real spike in the number of people reaching out to us looking for help with food. And normally we would see about 40,000 people a month turn to a food bank in Ottawa. We saw about a 15% increase in new people, first-time users of food banks across the city. And it was difficult to keep up with demand, especially in the beginning, because all of us saw what was happening in grocery stores and in the supply chain. We ran out of toilet paper. That was the famous one that we all know about, but there were a lot of other empty shelves as well. So if those shelves were bare in grocery stores, we also couldn't order that food. So it was a struggle to keep up with that demand initially. The increased demand has stabilized somewhat, and I think that there are a couple of things that have driven that. One is the CERB program that the federal government introduced. That's really helped to keep the numbers at bay, but the supply chain, the food supply chain, has returned to normal for the most part. Another program that's really helped us was a program funded by the Ontario government that provided emergency hampers to food banks across Ontario, and we received about 38,000 of those hampers. So that helped with some of the issues that we were dealing with from a food supply chain and allowed us to keep up with the demand and new people turning to food banks for the first time. We've seen food donations in grocery stores essentially stop. I mean, the way that we shop for groceries has changed. I think we put our mask on, we get into the grocery store, we get what we need to get, and we get out. And so we're not thinking about donating food. So those food donations have stopped. And grocery stores would sometimes donate excess food, but they're selling through absolutely everything. So those donations have stopped. So it's really been the community support in cash that's allowed us to keep up with the purchase of food and keep up with demand for people turning to a food bank.